Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And of course, it replays in its entirety on Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m. And that's on the cable version. If you're watching it on a computer or your cell phone, any type of internet connection, you can, after it plays that first time at 7 a.m. on Thursday, you can pick it up anytime during the day. It's archived and readily available.
That's right. Watch at your own leisure.
And we're having a little trouble getting started. We have a rookie back with us.
He doesn't know all the hand signals, so it's kind of hard to make it work.
Good morning, Matt.
He knows one hand signal.
And well, let's tell Steve hello.
Good morning, Steve.
Our normal technician.
Our normal technician. Let's do this, Matt. Well, if we're going to talk about Steve, why wouldn't I show a picture of Steve if I can get it to pop up? How about right here? Here's a picture of Steve.
And that's where I ordered him to go and eat that good barbecue that the Rendezvous is known for around the world, and it's located in Memphis, Tennessee.
And he and his wife, they went to a Zumba convention. She teaches Zumba over in Eunice, Marada, over there. So they were going around. We got pictures of them eating ribs at the Rendezvous. Then they went fishing. There's his wife with a big, beautiful fish. I mean, look, the string of fish they caught. My understanding is they ate it last night. And they also, while they were there, they saw Miss Gina Grant. If you do any Zumba type exercise, I know a lot of the ladies get those DVDs and they watch the video, and she's very, very popular. I know that's Steve's wife that took the picture, so he can't be in too much trouble posing for the picture. But good morning to y'all. Hope you're having a wonderful time in Memphis, and we'll be glad to have you back next week. We'll let the rookie Matt LeBlanc retire next week. We'll send him back to his other work.
You sure he's not going for 2 weeks?
Oh,
Just going for 1 week?
I don't know if we can survive 2 weeks. Good morning, Matt.
Why don't we get a couple of our good sponsors to get things started?
Let's start with Carl's Thrifty Way. If you got to get your medicine prescriptions filled, go by Carl's Thrifty Way. And you know, you can go to them and you can say, look, I want to buy my medicine. Sometimes those insurance policies get you a better rate. Sometimes there's a better cash rate. It depends. You know, you can kind of check your policy and see. Maybe you don't want to put it on your deductible. You just go and you say, okay, this is what I'm trying to get. What's my cash price? What's my insurance price? They can type that in the computer. They can give you an idea. You know, they keep all your insurance information on file.
You're getting mighty deep there. You know what you're talking about?
I know. Oh,
okay. All right.
My little girl was with, my little girl Austin just went with Dr. Greg Duplichin last week. Good morning, Dr. Duplichin, and had her tonsils out, 18 years old, and had her tonsils removed. So believe me, I'm learning a whole lot about the latest in antibiotics and billings and insurances. So they keep all your stuff on file.
I'm picking.
You just call them up.
Don't get upset.
I'm all right. I'm all right. You just call them up. You tell them, you know, hey, your insurance is on file. Here's my date of birth. Bang, bang, bang. They run all the numbers for you. So you can go and get the medicines that you need. They do over-the-counter medication. They compound multiple medications together for you. If you've got 2 or 3 prescriptions, they can put it together in one easier-to-take type medicine. Home decorating ideas as well. That's Carl's Thrifty Way. And LHC Group, all your home health care needs. LHC Group can help you with everything from the therapist to the nurses, to the equipment you might need, from oxygen tanks to maybe the special beds, the special chairs, maybe that little contraption that you press the button that you've fallen and you can't get up. They can help you with that type of stuff too. Locations throughout the whole United States, hospice care, palliative care, health and wellness center on Heather Drive, all that good stuff. Go by LHC. All about helping people.
Well, good. We were talking just prior to going on the air about the new chief of police that was elected recently over in Orneville.
Certainly.
They had a little disagreement between the chief and the consul and maybe some of the residents.
Citizenry.
Citizenry
Right.
of Orneville. Anyhow, Chief Mazie retired, and there was an election, and Eddie LeCount was elected, and his first venture into politics in St. Landry Parish, I might add. He's been living there for a number of years since...
I think since the hurricane, maybe his mother or his wife's mother, Ginger, had moved back, so they were here taking care of her.
And explain what Ginger does in St. Landry
She's
Parish.
very involved with the United Way of St. Landry. I guess it's St. Landry Evangeline. It's both together.
Right.
And, very well known, very nice lady. I've never met the husband, I don't think. I just kind of met her at different events. I guess he was down in Jefferson Parish working as a sheriff's deputy down there. So lots of luck and congratulations.
That's correct. And also, that same day, there was an election for school board member, District 10. And no one got the magic 50% plus one. And so there's a runoff, and that's going to be on May the 3rd, which is right around the corner.
Certainly.
And that'll pit Ms. Hazel McRae Sias, who is a retired educator. I understand, maybe 40 years in the St. Landry Parish system, many of those years spent at Opelousas High School. She missed winning the election outright. She received 43.2% of the vote, and she'll now face Stephen Woods, who came in second with 23%, 23.78% of the vote. So again, that's going to be on May the 3rd, and of course, on that same day, you're going to have a renewal of 2 of the school board taxes. Will come up at the same time. So those usually pass pretty easily, I notice, statewide. Sure. Even though people may not be for new taxes, the renewal of the education taxes by and large pass. So hopefully that can occur in that particular race. Notice where the SLED, the Economic Development District in the Opelousas St. Landry Parish, has announced that there's going to be a sale of 422 acres of agricultural properties being sold. I would imagine that's that tract of land which is, it's either next to where the wall...
One more distribution center?
Well,
but they also have one over by the old Standard Figs.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's it, because they bought that from the Brown estate. If that might be more easily sold than that other, I understand our new economic development, Mr.
Rodeer.
Mr. Rodeer has some prospects, and they only they're suspects until they become a real prospect, and then they become hopefully...
They're suspects. I like that. That's pretty good.
Well, it
That's
starts
how it
off...
works. That's right. You don't know.
Starts
You don't
off
know
there.
when you start.
So anyhow, lots happening in St. Landry Parish, and I think when we're going to see the roads coming in, there's already some discussions that some builders are wanting to purchase some tracts of land and start building homes just as soon as those roads become built. So things are looking good. And of course, throughout Acadiana, some of the lowest unemployment rates in the United States of America. We sitting right there amongst it.
You saw that there was an article that Lafayette was one of the worst places in the country for economics, and you go look and there's no unemployment.
No.
What could they possibly have looked at?
I don't know.
You know, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
It's kind of like the judges in some of these boxing matches that we
sometimes.
watch.
That's correct. You got it, Matt.
It's really, it's funny.
Oh, it made no sense because, I mean, except for good food, good people, good living places, and a nice weather, what else do you want? Everything is here, and jobs are there.
The only thing that I want to say right now is on April the 19th, which is today's the 16th, 3 days from now, one of our long-term employees, the little man, as everybody knew him around town, who he worked for, they maybe didn't know his name, but they knew he worked for Dupree Carrier Gotchaw. And I'm speaking of David Sarver. David and his family actually lived in Crowley. His family still lives there. My deepest of sympathies. He died April the 19th, 2011. It's going to be 3 years. Looks like yesterday. And he was a lot larger part of the company than he probably was ever credited with. And he didn't want any credits.
Plumbing, electric,
a little bit of carpentry, botch up a little paint job.
Mac Lejeune probably is the famous guy because Mac was always known as being the guy that did the big construction projects for you with the company.
Wood part, that's right.
But then David Sarver was always that guy that was running around in the background.
He wired that large Dupre carrier got y'all.
That whole big building.
That whole big
computers and everything.
The only thing he didn't do was bring the power itself in. Greg Ordway and his staff brought the power from the...
Mark Young, that whole crew.
Yeah, brought the power in, but he did the rest of it. And I'm told that a lot of his learning took place in the mornings when he went to buy the fixtures and wiring that he needed. He had made good friends with a number of the electricians in the area, and he'd ask them, and they would sit there and just diagram everything for him, and that's how he learned. It's a wonderful story.
Jack of all trades.
And I asked him one day, I said, David, why do you keep working with us when your trade is always, you can go anywhere with what you know and get a job. You could get a job right there in Crowley. Why do you drive that 45 miles or whatever it is every day to work here? And he probably took a puff on his cigarette.
Sip of coffee, too. You had a cup of coffee.
And says, well, he said, I'll tell you why. He says, you give Mac and I some ideas of what you want done, and you never stand over us, you never holler at us. He says, I've had some jobs that just shook me up. He says, I couldn't sleep at night because I was worried of what they'd be telling me the next day. He says, it's a pleasure working for you and Joe, Fred, and J.E. Y'all just tell us what you have in mind, and we design it, and we get it done, and y'all are always happy.
You remember that nice desk area where in the old King Street, I had that nice computer, when we put that computer in, put all that Formica top around me and everything, did the Formica work and all. I mean, did a beautiful job, just tremendous guy. He told me, he says, I really don't have experience with Formica, but I'm willing to try. And I mean, it's probably still there.
Anyhow, to the David Sarver family, I know y'all miss him, and we do too. We love them.
I went this past weekend to the Congé at the Academy for the Sacred Heart, and they had a 5K run that morning. In second place was a guy named Andrew Guitro, not me, my little boy, a junior over at Opelousas Catholic. Congratulations for the second place finish. But we also met a lady, Miss Mary Sashery from the Opelousas area, and she was doing a little fundraiser for Emerson Claire Landry, a little girl who's a first grader at the Academy for the Sacred Heart. So if you're on Facebook, look for Mary Shutterbug is what she calls herself on Facebook. But look online for Emerson Claire Landry, looking to get some donations. They're trying to, she's going to run, Mary's going to run in a little marathon, a little half marathon to help donate some money for Emerson Claire Landry. So if you can help her out, give her a hand. And we're going to have to take a break. We'll take a 1-minute break, folks.
And we'll come back with HBPA notification of election coming up.
Absolutely.